And with more, let's bring in the Wall Street Journal senior economics writer and editorial board member, Steve Moore from Washington, D.C. Steve, can it get worse from here?
You know, that was a pretty harsh criticism from Leon Panetta. I mean, don't forget, Dagen, that he served in the Obama cabinet. So for him to say that this is becoming a matter of trust of the American people and this president, I think is absolutely true. And when you have people who served in the cabinet saying that, you know, your question is, can it get worse? I think it can. And here's why. It looks now, Dagen, we reported this in the Journal this morning, that the website now will probably not be ready at the end of November. So this is strike two. When will it be ready? And this is getting to be a bit of a crisis, Dagen, because remember, all those people who are losing their health insurance, what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to go into the exchange on the website and find a new plan. They literally cannot do that now.
What happens to those people, Steve? And we will certainly be hearing more and more from them in the coming weeks and months, for sure.
You know, Dagen, I've been predicting for the last several weeks that there is going to be a delay in the whole program for a year. That's in the Democrats' political interest. This is becoming a meltdown. When I talk to my congressional sources who are Democrats, they say they want to move this past the next election. So I think there's an increasing likelihood that this thing will be delayed for a year. But you know what, Dagen, that still doesn't give, relief to people who've already lost their health plan. So I don't know what you do about those people.
And I can't help but wonder what happens with the employer-sponsored health plans, because we still talk about them as if they will remain, well, untouched and won't change, or the employers won't change those plans based on even more elements of this law kicking in.
You know, Dagen, that is a critical point, and you're exactly right. You know, we've been focusing for the last several weeks on people losing their insurance in the individual market, and that's been a crisis, no question about it. But the next shoe to drop is exactly the one that you just mentioned, Dagen, that now you're going to see small businesses, if they haven't already done so, talk about dropping their plans. Because remember, just like individuals are getting released from their plans, what's happening with small businesses is they're learning from their insurance companies that are covering their employees, Dagen, that, by the way, we're going to have to increase your premiums by 35–40% next year. Small businesses are struggling, Dagen. They can't afford that.
There's certainly a tide, though, particularly among Democrats, that they're trying to turn the tide and point the finger now at the private sector, at the insurance companies, and even at doctors.
Well, look, nobody likes health insurance companies, right? Me least of all. And by the way, the insurance companies were in it. They made the deal with the devil on Obamacare. We probably wouldn't have had Obamacare had it not been for all the big insurers buying into this plan. So I'm not here to defend the insurance companies. And look, maybe there is some blame on the insurance companies, but this was all set up by the Obama administration. It was supposed to run smoothly. And you know what? I still am kind of annoyed by the fact that there's been no firings. Nobody's really been held accountable yet. That doesn't happen in the private sector, as you know, Dagen. When you have a $500 million screw-up, somebody gets fired, somebody is held accountable.
Absolutely. Steve, it was good to see you. Thank you so much on this Veterans Day. Steve Moore of the Wall Street Journal.
I've never heard the New York Stock Exchange so quiet. You know, that was a great moment.
Oh, I know. It's amazing. I just want to